Einstein's Collaborations and Inventions, a glimpse into the mind of a genius. Albert Einstein is most famously known for his groundbreaking theories in physics, such as the theory of relativity, but his work extended beyond just theoretical physics. His curiosity led him to work with other prominent scientists and even dabble in inventing practical devices. Let's take a closer look at some of his key collaborations and inventions that illustrate the diverse interests of one of the greatest minds in history. Collaborating with the scientific elite. Einstein's teamwork. Throughout his career, Einstein wasn't always working alone. He collaborated with several other scientists to further explore and validate his theories. Some of his most notable collaborators were Leopold Infeld, Nathan Rosen, and Peter Bergman. These scientists worked alongside Einstein to develop the general theory of relativity and investigate other emerging areas of physics. One of his more unique collaborations came in 1915, when Einstein partnered with Dutch physicist Wanda Johannes de Haas to conduct what would become known as the Einstein-de Haas experiment. The Einstein-de Haas experiment, unlocking magnetism's secret. In 1908, a physicist named Owen Willens Richardson made a prediction: changing the magnetic properties of a free object would cause it to rotate. This idea was tied to the conservation of angular momentum, a fundamental principle in physics. It wasn't until 7 years later, in 1915, that Einstein and de Haas managed to experimentally confirm this prediction. Their experiment was elegant but complex. They demonstrated that when the magnetic field inside a ferromagnetic material changes, the alignment of the electrons inside the material changes too. This alignment affects the material's angular momentum, making the object rotate so slightly. In simpler terms, they proved that the magnetic properties of materials were directly linked to the behavior of the electrons within them. This experiment was significant because it shed light on the internal workings of magnetism, particularly in ferromagnetic materials. It showed that magnetization was related to the way electrons inside a material spin and move around. Interestingly, this experiment was one of the few instances where Einstein directly contributed to an experimental observation, as he was primarily known for his theoretical work. The equipment used for the experiment, originally donated to a museum in France by de Haas's wife, was rediscovered in 2023, after being lost for decades. Einstein the inventor. Beyond the lab, Einstein's inventive streak wasn't limited to the world of high-level physics. He also found time to apply his genius to more practical matters, most notably when he collaborated with Leo Szilard, a former student, to invent a revolutionary refrigerator. The Einstein-Szilárd refrigerator, an innovation ahead of its time. In 1926, Einstein and Szilárd developed a new type of refrigerator that didn't rely on moving parts. Traditional refrigerators at the time used mechanical compressors that could wear out and break, which led Einstein and Szilárd to think of a better, more reliable way to cool things. Their solution was an absorption refrigerator, which used heat as its primary input, allowing the system to function with no mechanical parts that might break over time. By 1930, the pair had received a US patent for their invention. However, despite the ingenuity behind the design, their refrigerator never went into mass production. It simply couldn't compete with other refrigeration technologies that had advanced in the meantime. Still, the concept was impressive, and companies like Electrolux acquired the rights to some of their patents, demonstrating that even Einstein's non-physics inventions caught the attention of industry. Other inventions. Einstein's practical curiosity. The refrigerator wasn't the only invention that Einstein contributed to. Over the years, he came up with ideas for various household devices. One such invention was an electromagnetic pump, a device intended to circulate liquid metals, which had potential applications in refrigeration and other industries. Einstein's inventive side also led him to explore sound reproduction technologies and other innovations designed to improve everyday life. While none of these inventions revolutionized the world the way his theories of physics did, they revealed a side of Einstein that was constantly thinking, creating, and striving to improve the practicalities of life. A brilliant mind at work in many fields, Albert Einstein's collaborations and inventions show that his brilliance extended far beyond his famous theories. From working with fellow scientists to prove complex physical phenomena to creating practical household devices, Einstein's genius knew no bounds. Whether experimenting with magnetic fields or designing a refrigerator, he approached each challenge with the same creativity and passion that defined his scientific career. This lesser-known side of Einstein, the experimenter and inventor, reminds us that even the greatest minds can be both dreamers and doers, always looking for ways to make the world a little more understandable, and perhaps a little more efficient too.